Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. How are you? It's Saturday evening, 6 o'clock. I have went to work today. I'm back home about an hour now. And I wanted to come on here and I want to do a short video of just things that's going on in the world. We're going to jump right into it. For one, I just am not happy right now with our law enforcement. I don't know what's going on with them, but they are becoming more aggressive, and it's just bothersome. It's worrisome. It's frightening to know that people who are trained to protect and serve are the ones who are harming you. And now before I get started, let me just say that all civilians are not innocent. I'm not saying that everyone that's arrested are innocent. I'm not saying that everyone that's arrested should not be, force should not sometimes have to be incorporated, because you may have someone who's just not cooperating and you may have to get a little bit physical sometime. But to the extreme of someone's life and killing people and stopping breath, I don't see it at that point unless someone is trying to kill you in a self-defense and you have to defend yourself or your family. But when you're a police officer, and it's always more than one. So if it's always more than one police officer, there's no reason for 2 and 3 police officers to be beating up on one person. I just wanted to say that. That's my opinion. I don't know all the circumstances surrounding all the cases on why these things take place, but I'm just, even if you are not complying, unless you have weapons and you are threatening people, it does not take 4 and 5 cops to beat you down to the floor just to put handcuffs on you and choke you and continuously beat on you. That's just my personal opinion. So we're going to read this article. It's from TMZ and it's taking place in Georgia, okay? So Georgia cops beat and smother a black Lyft passenger who wouldn't show ID, okay? A black man pleaded for his life Friday as cops put a knee to his neck, punched him in the face, and the circumstances preceding the altercation are shocking. The man, his cousin, and a third person were passengers in a Lyft that was pulled over in Clayton County, Georgia. They say it was pulled over because a tail light was out. They say sheriff's deputies asked for the license, but he didn't have one. So they asked for the Lyft driver's license, the one that was operating the vehicle. They asked for his license and he didn't have one, okay? That's when they say a deputy asked to see the passenger's license. They asked officers why they had to show ID since they had done nothing wrong. It was just a tail light out. They're not responsible for the tail light. They're just passengers. He's the Lyft driver. So at that point, it should have stopped right there at him. You don't have your driver's license. How are you operating a vehicle to carry people as passengers without a license? It should have stopped there. Maybe they should have been asked to get out the car and catch another Lyft, but they did not need to have to show their ID. There was no reason to have to show ID. I have done it, and I'm sure several of you have done it. You have jumped in a car with someone, family members, a friend, to go up the store to McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart, and left your wallet at home because you was a passenger. Just driving, riding with someone. And sometimes you don't have your ID on you. Now, the Lyft driver, he could have left his license at home. I've done that several times before too. Leave my license at home. Oh God, I'm all the way over here and I forgot my license. I left my wallet on the dresser. Things happen. So I'm not saying the Lyft driver was without a legal license, but he didn't have it on his person. So it should have stopped there and they should have checked all that out. Why are you bothering the passengers? Okay. So it says here, there was clearly a confrontation, okay? Because the video starts with the man on the ground with 2 deputies on top of him. At one point, you see a deputy punch the man repeatedly in the face, drawing blood. You hear a woman, apparently the man's cousin, screaming at the cops to stop punching, and the deputy responds, "He's biting my hand." As the deputy continues to press the man's head on the pavement, he screams, "I'm going to die. I can't breathe." The young child watches as the man on the ground appears to have been rendered unconscious. We do not know if the man was injured. It appears he was arrested. The Clayton County Sheriff Office tells TMZ, after being made aware of a video posted on social media involving a deputy using physical force on a man, Sheriff Victor Hill ordered his entire internal affairs unit to come in and begin an investigation that has been ongoing since 8 p.m. The sheriff has ordered that the deputy involved be placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. So the video is starting with the cops already on the man. So evidently, the man had to get out the vehicle. I don't understand why people always starting their videos after and not showing the whole video. Because, of course, the officers are going to say this man became combative. Of course. Of course. This article is not saying that the man refused to show his license. They just asked, why do we have to show our license? We haven't done anything. And I probably would have asked the same question. Why? I haven't done anything. I'm a passenger. I'm a passenger. Why do I have to show you my ID? I probably would ask the same thing because they're passengers in the vehicle. Okay, now you have him on the ground. 2 officers have you on the ground, beating on you, punching you in the face till you're drawing blood. These police officers today are not acting like police officers who are supposed to protect and serve. This is my opinion. They are acting like street fighters, where they are just beating people down to the ground. You know? If the man became combative, we don't know. Until they do further investigation, we don't know because it's not on video. Of course, the cops are going to say he became combative. And of course, the man is going to say he did not become combative, okay? But how did it jump from the man who's operating the lift without a license to the passenger being beat and punched in the face? And his neck being pressed into the ground and he's screaming, I can't breathe, I'm going to die. How did it jump from somebody not having a license? It should have stopped there. That was the case right there. You're driving illegally. You're transporting passengers and getting paid for it without a driver's license. So we're going to go ahead and detain you. You good people in the back seat need to get out and take a bus or walk where you have to go because we shutting this lift down. You're being transported illegally. That's where it should have stopped. It should not have went any further with, let me see your license, let me see your ID, and now I'm punching you in the face and I got my knee in your neck and you're screaming for your life. It shouldn't have went that far. You know, it should not have went that far. I don't know all the details until they do this. I'm reading the article. Y'all hearing it just like I'm reading it, okay? But I'm just going to assume that, you know, he had to, I don't know if he got, it's just confusing why it's not on the video. You know, I wish that whoever was standing by videotaping it would have started from the time that the man had to get out the vehicle, whether he got out on his own, whether he was pulled out of the vehicle. You know, it's going to be interesting again to see how this unfolds. Because something happened for him to be on the ground getting punched in his face and blood being drawn. Something severely went wrong. It went wrong quickly over an ID. And maybe it would have been simpler for the passenger just to show the ID. You know, maybe it would have been simpler. But sometimes you just feel like, why are you picking on me? Why? Why should I have to show you my ID? I'm a passenger. If the passenger would have said, I don't have an ID, what was going to happen? Because he wasn't doing anything illegal. It's not the law to walk around with an ID. He wasn't operating the vehicle. She wasn't operating the vehicle. So you don't have to carry your ID on you if you're not driving. This is not a third world country where you have to keep a passport on you. You have to keep an ID on you. You don't have to, so he wasn't breaking the law. Even refusing the police officer to see your ID, that's not refusing the law. That's not breaking the law. They have to go by certain steps. They have to have warrants to be able to search your car. It's not illegal to tell a cop you can't search my car. It's not illegal to tell them you can't come into my home. It is not illegal to tell them I'm not showing you my ID. So something happened where the police officers felt that this man was breaking the law. But we will not find out until they finish doing this investigation. And it's just sad that it's getting to the point that you can't trust police officers. And I'm sure there are some very good police officers. And they are afraid because they can't trust civilians. Because civilians are not trusting the cops. So now they're enemies. You know, back in the day, you would tell your children, if you get lost, something happened to you, you see a police officer, go to the cops. You know, run to the police officer. He's your friend. He's going to help you. I wouldn't dare want to tell my grandson to run to the police because I don't know what's going to happen. Are you going to help my son, my grandson, or are you going to put him into trouble? Because now it's not like it used to be where you can go to them and just get help. They are the ones harming you. Like I said, I'm not faulting the police in this. I'm not faulting the passenger because I don't know exactly what took place for him to get on the floor and get punched in his face. And he was biting the police officer. So there was a fight, but there were 2 cops on him. Why is it always more than 1 cop on 1 person? That's double teaming somebody. Why is it always more than 1 police officer manhandling somebody? I just don't understand it. I hope I never get into that situation or anyone in my family ever has to go through them things. Like I said, I hope in this case that, you know, this guy was not combative. But, and again, I'm hoping that the police officers were not the ones starting the conflict. You know? It's just so much going on out here in this world. So you all need to be careful. I need to be careful. Everybody need to be careful. It's just so much going on, you know? I did a video last night about them trying to steal George Floyd's medical records, you know? He died with a knee to his neck. Now this man sitting up here with a knee in his neck. You know, it's just crazy. You know, we need, America is in trouble. America is in a lot of trouble. I talk to a lot of people. I know a lot of people from foreign countries. You know, I was married to an African man, and they look at America like, you know, y'all are just so dangerous. America is an awful place. That's how people looking at America right now. You can't even go into Europe or anything right now because America is just messed up. People don't like America. They don't like Americans. We used to be such a strong, confident country. Everyone around the world just look at us now like we are everyone's enemy. And then we're enemies with each other in the same country. We living in the same house and we fighting each other. And it shouldn't be that way. So anyway, I am going to go. You all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Have a nice Saturday night. You all, I want to say Vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So Vielen Dank for watching me. And choose, that's what? That's bye in German. You all have a wonderful, wonderful night. Talk to you later. Bye.